Hey, I'm here with a Bible story for you. Joseph and his colorful coat. Long ago, there was a boy named Joseph. He had 11 brothers, but Joseph was his father Jacob's favorite. To show his love, Jacob gave Joseph a beautiful coat with many colors. Joseph's brothers were jealous. They didn't like that their father loved Joseph most. One night, Joseph had a dream. In the dream, his brothers' bundles of grain bowed down to his bundle. Another time, he dreamed that the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed to him. When Joseph told his brothers, they became even angrier. "Do you think you will rule over us?" they said. "You won't even be ruler over your own family," and so Joseph's brothers hated him even more. But Jacob still loved Joseph very much, and one day he made Joseph a special coat. It was an amazing coat with colorful stripes. Joseph's brothers were very angry when they saw the coat. Now they hated Joseph even more than before. One day, Joseph's brothers were far from home watching the sheep. Jacob sent Joseph to check on them. When the brothers saw him coming, they made a terrible plan. "Here comes the dreamer," they said. "Let's trick him and throw him into this nearby pit. It's not very deep, so he won't be hurt, but we can keep him there until Father Jacob comes looking for him and takes him home." Then Joseph's brothers took off his colorful coat and threw him into the pit. Joseph cried out, "Help me, help me," but his brothers only laughed and walked away. Later, some traders came by who were on their way to Egypt. Joseph's brothers sold Joseph to the traders for 20 pieces of silver. Then the brothers dipped Joseph's coat in goat's blood and showed it to Jacob. "Look, father," they said, "a wild animal must have killed him." Jacob cried and cried. He thought Joseph was gone forever. Meanwhile, Joseph was taken to Egypt. The trader took Joseph to the palace and gave him to the Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt. Pharaoh liked Joseph very much because Joseph was very smart. So Pharaoh made Joseph his right-hand man and put him in charge of all of Egypt. But Joseph never forgot about his family back in Canaan. He missed his father Jacob and his brothers. One day, Joseph's brothers went to Egypt to buy food. They didn't know it was Joseph who was in charge of all of Egypt. They bowed down to him, just like the stars, moon, and sun had bowed to him in his dreams. Joseph recognized his brothers, but they didn't recognize him. "How can I get my brothers to tell the truth?" Joseph wondered, so he tricked them. "Where is your family? Who are you?" he asked. Joseph pretended that he didn't know them at all. The brothers felt very guilty because they had sold him. But they didn't admit it. Instead, they lied and said they were orphans. "We don't have a father or anyone else in our family," they said. "We are simply traveling merchants." But Joseph wasn't fooled. He knew they were lying, so he said, "I want proof that you are telling me the truth. Go get my father and bring him to me." When Jacob heard Joseph wanted to see him, he was very scared. "What did I do?" he asked. The brothers said, "Don't worry, father. We told Joseph that you are dead. We even dipped Joseph's coat in blood and showed it to you. Don't be afraid. You will be fine." So Jacob went with his sons to meet Joseph. When Jacob saw Joseph, he fell down and hugged him. "My son," Jacob said, "I thought I would never see you again. I thought you were dead." Jacob was so happy to see Joseph. Then Joseph invited his father and all of his brothers to live with him in Egypt. "You can live here in my house," he said. "I'll take care of you and all of your families." So Jacob, Joseph's brothers, and all of their families moved to Egypt and lived in Joseph's house. They had everything they needed. After a while, Jacob was very old and he called his sons to him. "I'm going to die soon," he said. "I want each of you to go out and tell me about your families and your flocks." As each son left the tent, Jacob said, "Who is that coming?" he asked. Sometimes he couldn't tell if it was his son or someone else. When Joseph's brothers came out of the tent, they didn't know it was Joseph standing there pretending to be a servant. Joseph was tall and strong. He was not the skinny boy who they had thrown into the pit all those years ago. Joseph's brothers had no idea that he was their brother. They didn't recognize him. So Joseph asked them, "Which one of you is the oldest?" When they answered, Joseph knew they were his brothers. He remembered his father Jacob and how they had treated him. He could have been angry and punished them, but instead he forgave them. Joseph told his brothers he was their brother, and he explained to them what had happened all those years ago. "It was not you who sold me," he said. "God sold me. God meant it for good. He saved not only my life, but the lives of many other people. There will be famine in Canaan, but there is plenty of food in Egypt. You can stay here with your families and live in my house." Joseph's brothers fell down and worshipped him. They couldn't believe that their brother was the ruler of Egypt. They confessed and asked for forgiveness. Joseph forgave them, and then they all hugged each other. Joseph welcomed his father, his brothers, and all of their families. They lived in Joseph's house in Egypt and shared everything they had. And so, though Joseph's brothers had done something very bad, they had good reason to be thankful. God used Joseph to save many lives during the famine. And God also helped Joseph to become ruler over all of Egypt. Now, let's talk about the coat that Joseph's brothers tore off him. That coat represented Joseph's relationship with God. Even though Joseph's brothers tried to destroy his relationship with God, they could not. No matter what they did, God always had a plan for Joseph, and he always kept his promises to Joseph. The main lesson for us from this story is to remember that we should not be jealous or hateful of others. Joseph's brothers were jealous because their father loved Joseph most. They were also angry because of Joseph's dreams. But we should remember that God is in control. We cannot be jealous or hateful. We should forgive others, just like Joseph forgave his brothers. So next time you feel jealous or hateful or angry, remember the story of Joseph and his colorful coat. Ask God to help you be kind, loving, and helpful to everyone. That's all for now. Thank you for watching today's video. If you liked it, please share with your friends and family. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Have a great day. Bye.